Guys, why does this drama keep doing this to me? Just when you thought it was getting better, I should never have watched that preview. Okay. Hey everyone, my name is Deborah. Welcome to another edition of TEARAMA. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically where I talk about my favorite dramas. And TEARAMA consists of tea and dramas. So without further ado, let's talk about episode 5 of Descendants of the Sun.
전에 어깨빵 9-4 샷건 얼굴 따위로 아이돌 하는 놈 아니니까 follow me 하이톤 샷건 실력만으로 아이돌 하는 놈 암기 가서 나온 놈이 샷 두더지 유엔나 난 따라가지.
Okay, no, I should probably stop watching previews before I do my T-dramas because I was kind of... Okay, let's just start because I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know, this drama just makes me weak. Okay, first of all, okay, let's talk about where we were left off last week. Let's talk about a little bit about last week. So you remember how last week I was like, I stated how he wouldn't be sent away, like he wouldn't have to leave Uruk because his punishment was to stay in Uruk, but that wasn't actually his punishment. It was subtitled wrong. So you know, I always go back and rewatch the episodes. Like this episode, I've watched it 4 times. Not this particular episode that just came out today, but like the previous episodes I've watched 4 times now. But when I was rewatching it, I found out that there was a problem with the subtitle. It was subtitled wrong. Apparently it was him not being considered for being a major. Again, that was a punishment. So you can imagine how my week went by worrying about him leaving. But thankfully I found another drama that took me off the whole high of Descendants of the Sun for a little bit, but my heart was still there because once your heart has been Descendants of the Sun, your heart can never leave. But that happened, so I was going through the whole roller coaster of that. But finally we came to this week and we saw the kiss that happened, and finally they gave us a close-up of the kiss, which I was praying for, and that kiss was good except for the fact that she didn't kiss him back. But after the whole kiss, when she refused to kiss him again, I just literally stood like this. Like, I was just speechless, like, why did she refuse to kiss him back? I was so confused, but I am so glad that they made that clear for us later on, that the reason why she doesn't want to invest herself in this relationship, which we kind of understood before, but then I thought everything was okay now and we had cleared that up, but I guess we hadn't cleared that up, and we saw even more reasons for that now, but we're gonna talk about all that. But we finally understood that the reason why she pushed him away and she's kind of scared of getting into the relationship, if it wasn't clear to you before, is because she's scared of losing him. He can die at any time, especially after she heard the whole gist from Daniel about how he always goes to memorials of people. Like, he can die at any moment. The time where she went to meet Daniel and she heard that loud bang, she was obviously scared it was him. Thankfully Daniel called and we found out that it wasn't anything bad that happened, and also she rested her mind and then she tried to find out what was going on. And I like that even though we saw that side of, oh yeah, he is very empathetic, he risks his life to save people and he puts his life on the line for his friends and people he cares about, but she got a little taste of that. Like, she was judging based off, well, he does these things for these people and I don't want to lose him because he's trying to be empathetic and trying to save people. But she got a taste of it because when her life was in danger, he was willing to die for her. And I don't care what anybody says, but at that moment I was like, dude, this is a guy that's willing to die for you. What? This is a guy that if you're in a horrible situation, like life danger situation, he will be there to save. Well, he might not necessarily be there because from the preview, like we see, he won't be there to save her fully, but he's still kind of gonna be there to save you or find a way around it to save you, which we kind of saw in the preview when he said connect me to whoever is in charge. I'm sure he's trying to save them, but he will know how to get you out of that life endangering situation, especially if you're like in front of a gang and stuff, they're trying to beat you up and he's next to you. He'll be able to save you. Like, he's just gonna be able to have your back always. So what is your problem? Let it go. Understand that even if it's you and someone you love, it's like, that's why I love the conversation they had about the whole patriotism and all, where he was like, what do you think patriotism means? And that actually gives me a new sense of what patriotism is and all, because he actually did make sense. If you're trying to stop the youth or just people from doing bad things, you're being patriotic because you're helping your country and you're helping the citizens of your country in that way. The little things you do, even a doctor saving another person's life, in a sense you're being patriotic. If you look at it from a different perspective, you're helping save someone that can help your nation, possibly help your nation in future by becoming a teacher and teaching the future generation of the nations, etc, etc. So his theory actually did make sense. So I like how they showed that aspect of her, because it came to make her understand that, yeah, he's dying for all these people because he loves them, and if I was put in his shoes, I would probably do the same thing, risk my life just to save someone else, which she actually did if she thinks back about it. Like, that's why I said I love the whole patriotism talk they had, because it shows that she also kind of does the same thing. Because when she was trying to save that Arab man, she didn't really think about her life. She was just thinking, I can't let this patient die, I can't let this man die, I need to help him survive any way I can and stuff. So in a way, they both put their lives at risk, just in different ways. He goes to really bad wars and all, but what's to say a gangster can't come into the clinic and stab her, or she's walking on her way home, someone comes? Like, you're never really safe anywhere. So just backing up from the relationship because you're scared of all that, I don't feel is worth it, which I am glad that, like I said, they showed that scene where he went and he saved her and all. I absolutely love that Myunju has come. I must be like, even though So De Young, my boo, has left, and I obviously crazily miss him, and I am so glad they showed us a blast into their past and we saw the cuteness between them, their relationship. For once we saw something where they were not actually really fighting or breaking up, they were just chilling and having fun and taking pictures and actually being a couple, dating. But I'm really glad that she has shown up, because throughout Kang Mo-yeon's confusion of should I date him or should I not date him, etc, etc, she was pulling him like he was on a string. He didn't know what to do. Like, should I let you go or should I hold on? But if I hold on and have hopes and you don't ever agree to date me at the end of the day, then I would have just had false hopes, and I know I look like nothing can really hurt me, but I'll be so badly hurt by you, and we don't want him being hurt, right? So I was like, throughout the episode where she was not sure of what she should do and he kept on asking her, I just kept on praying. This is the first time ever in the history of my drama life that I was actually praying for another female to come, just to make her see that, look here, you ain't the only fish in the ocean. I'm just saying. So when she came, even though we know they don't have any relationship, her and Yoshiji don't have any relationship, but I'm glad that she's here to at least rile up Kang Mo-yeon a little bit. Not really make her jealous, even though we can see she's obviously slightly jealous at all, but to rile her up a little bit and just let her know, look here, if you don't catch up to this man, it's not necessarily just me that can get this man, but there are other people out there that can win his love. At the end of the day, Deborah is very much available to win his love. If you don't want him, send him my way. So yeah, I was really glad that she came, and I can't wait for when their relationship, Kang Mo-yeon and Myungju's relationship, becomes that of friends. And I feel like maybe it will happen after this live altering the situation with the whole earthquake, which which I am so sure had to do with the whole diamonds thing that happened. I feel it has to do with that construction. It might not have actually been an earthquake, but people thought it was an earthquake. But that's just my theory though. What's your theory on that? Another thing that I absolutely loved was the relationship between Yoo Si-jin and Kang and Myung-ju. Sorry, if you were not sure about it before, there's no feelings between them, and I just love how she sees him as a brother and she sees herself as his sister, and the just little relationship and how they talk to each other is the cutest thing ever. You thought So Tae-young's relationship was good, now we're seeing that his relationship with Myung-ju is also just as cute. But I miss my So Tae-young and I can't wait for them to bring my So Tae-young back, which brings me to the whole him leaving. I have a feeling that he's leaving, and this whole situation obviously that is going on is going to be what brings him and So Tae-young back together, which I can't wait for, because those two need to be together in the same place. They just make everything better being in the same place together. But I absolutely love how at the end of the episode, when she went and she was listening to the conversation between Myung-ju and Yoo Si-jin, that part was so hilarious, because she acted like I'm not really sure if I want to date you or not, and she was acting all, well, I'm not really sure, I'm making life decisions right now. And then Myung-ju shows up and she's holding a stethoscope to the door to listen on to the conversation. That part was so freaking hilarious. Plus the part where Lee Chi-hoon called Myung-ju not pretty, and she was so freaking happy. And I just love the conversation Chi-hoon had with her too, at that part where he was saying, are you sure you won? Because I'm kind of sure you did not win, because that was what I was thinking too. But the ending part where he came and he was talking to her was really funny, because he came to talk to her previously like he told her, and she didn't want to listen. And I'm like, girl, when he came to talk to you, you were acting, oh, I don't want to talk to you. And she's like, well, you should have held me back, which is funny because this is so realistic. It happens with relationships even nowadays. Girls never say what they really mean. Thank goodness that you're, well, not all girls, because I'm one of those people that I'll tell you how it is. I don't care, like I just say it really bluntly. But it's so hard for people sometimes to say how they really feel, especially females in a relationship. Well, maybe because I'm not in any relationship and I've never been in any relationship, so I don't really know what I would do. I might say I would just say how I feel, but then when I'm in the relationship, that won't actually happen. So let me not really judge on that. But it's just so funny that that really happens in actual, like, real life. People do that. They never, like, females say one thing but they mean another thing, and unfortunately for us, the guys never understand and they just take it as it is. And I hope Kang Mo-young comes to realize that as soon as possible, because if you've noticed something with Yoo Si-jin, he tends to respect, I don't know if it's just because he's a military man or that's also part of who he is, but he tends to respect her opinions to the T. Like, if she says do not touch me, he will not touch her until she gives permission for him to touch her. Like, he will literally, okay, I'm staying off. You want me out of your life? Okay, I'll move on with my life. But then when you come into my life, I'll try to talk to you. And if I see signs that, okay, maybe it's working, which is, I'm literally telling you the story right now. But if I see signs that there might be a chance that you're still into me, then maybe I'll try and see if you're also into me. And then when I try to kiss you and you push me away, then you make me all confused and I really don't know what to do. So girlfriend, what is going on? Do you want me to say sorry for kissing you, or do you want me to confess that I am in love with you? Like, freaking make up your mind. like that was freaking how I felt about the whole thing. Like, make up your mind, okay? You're wasting too much time. Then we have like wars and bad people to deal with. Decide now if you're gonna be in this relationship or not. We can't spend the whole drama thinking yes or no, yes or no. Like, you're either in or you're out. Decide now. It's kind of like in Cheese of the Trap. Oh, why am I remembering that drama? When So was told by Inha, like, dude, you're either in or you're out. Stop acting the way you're acting. You're not being fair to somebody. Like, are you in this relationship? If you're in this relationship, you have to accept every part of him. And if you're not in this relationship, then please get out and stop wasting our time. But the writers obviously had to pull at our legs and stop the episode where they stopped it, and we never got an answer from her. And from the looks of it, she's obviously not gonna tell him to confess because he's gonna leave and she's gonna be mad that he left, and she's gonna be like, I hate you for leaving, and etc and etc. So much drama. Anyway, I absolutely love this episode. I can't wait to rewatch this episode. My favorite scene for me in this episode was the scene where she was using the stethoscope to listen to the conversation. Coming to So Dae-young and Myung-joo. It's funny how they just creep into your heart. Like, they're just the cutest people ever. I absolutely love the scene where she called to be checking up on him, and he knew she was checking up on him, but he wasn't actually mad. He was kind of happy that she was calling to find out information about him, and he's like, yo, that's my girl. She can never give up. I am in love with this girl, and I know this girl will always be there for me even when I push back. But the conversation which So Dae-young had with her dad, like, all along I've been also kind of thinking like, why hasn't he fought for her? Why hasn't he done anything to show that, hey, I really love you, Myung-joo, and I won't give you up regardless of what your dad does. Yes, we're in the military, he gives orders and all, but I will still show you that I love you. Why hasn't, like, even if I am shipped to the end of the world, to Antarctica, I will still tell you I love you, and even if we are not together, you still know I love you, and you still know we are in a relationship. But why hasn't he done that? I've always been wondering, and we finally got an answer in this episode, in that he said, look here, you're her dad. You love her the most. Like, no one can love you in this world more than your parents. Well, depends on the parents, because some parents still, I'm just saying. So, certain parents, good parents, awesome parents, no one can love you more than awesome, good parents that are good, okay? Let's just say good parents. No one can love you more than good parents who actually do love you. No one can love you more than them. So if you who love your child, like, your child is the best thing that has ever happened to the world and happened to you, which to you, to a parent, obviously that's how it is. If you yourself can't see that I sincerely love your daughter, if you don't see it, then that means I might not love your daughter enough, and I might not be the best person, because you want the best for your daughter, and if you don't think I am the best for your daughter, then I'm probably not the best. That was the first time I actually saw his point, and I don't want to understand him, but I understand him, and it annoys me that I understand him. I'm like, So Dae-young, I understand your thinking. I don't want to understand it. I want to deny it all the time and deny that you're actually making sense, or he's actually making sense. So I'm hoping one of you out there can help me out. Don't agree with him, and let me know why you don't agree with him, so that I can come over to your side. I can pray you have issues, but I am so glad that even though the dad's trying to come in between them, he hasn't really given up on her, like So Dae-young hasn't given up on her, and he's just working hard to get the dad to finally see, yes, I am sincere about your daughter, and I do like your daughter, etc and etc. I just hope that the dad doesn't, because of his daughter, make Yoo Soo-jin lose like promotions and etc and etc. But I really hope that that finally comes to accept So Dae-young very soon, so we can also move on with that aspect. But that will probably not happen till episode 10, I'm just saying. But I absolutely loved today's episode. Today's episode was actually nice. It didn't make me as mad as I expected. I loved meeting Daniel, who looks like she won. I loved the relationship between Daniel and his wife. I loved the conversations Yoo Soo-jin had with her about how he is allowed to see her undergarments, but no one else is allowed to see her undergarments. I love the little moments that he showcased his jealousy and she showcased her jealousy, and I love how they're just so freaking honest with each other. Like, immediately after the whole kid situation happened, she explained everything to him the next day on why she's acting the way she is. Like, don't hide it, I'm confused, that's why I'm just pushing you away, but I need time to figure things out. And she's just really honest, and he's really honest. Please, writers, don't kill the honesty between the characters in this drama. Like, I know it's already pre-produced, but when you're edited and uploaded, it just make sure they keep being honest to each other. And I love how she's beginning to understand him and understand his actions, e.g. the whole Private Ryan situation. She now understands what really happened and what actually happened to him, and that he might have met Private Ryan today, and that's why he's acting the way he is. Everything is just becoming clearer as she's slightly beginning to understand him. And I like that she's actually making the effort to try and understand him, and is not just giving up on the relationship and saying, look here, he's in the military, he can die, I'm giving up, I don't want to deal with this in my life. But she's actually taking the effort to understand him, so let's give her props for that. So yeah, this episode didn't go as bad as I thought that it should have gone. It pulled at my heart. There were sad moments, e.g. when Yushijin was being beaten, but it was overall a really nice episode which I enjoyed, and I can't wait to enjoy again after I am done editing and uploading this. Let me know what you all thought about this episode in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite scene was. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you know I've got nothing but love. What? Love for you all. Stay awesome.